everyone, my name is Nicola and I am simply a stitcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, it's wonderful to have you, and if you're returning, thank you for coming back and spending some time with me today. So I am going to be stitching today on my Heaven and Earth design. This is the Freebie Maui Princess, and I'm going to be working in this corner and around sort of here, I think. So yeah, this one is one with a little chat, so let's see if we can find something to chat about, because my mind is blank. So there we go. The light may not be very good today. It's even though we've had some much nicer weather just lately, it is a bit dull today. It was a lovely day yesterday. We got several loads of washing dried on the line outside, which was very nice. But today it does seem to be a little bit dull. So I hope everyone is keeping well. We are we're not doing too bad. Another bank holiday coming up, so next Monday will be an extra day off work, which will be nice. Saturday, 5 weeks that May sort of has dates in, for 3 of those we'll have had a bank holiday, so only a 4-day working week, which has been lovely. My job is quite a busy job, so to get a day off, an extra day off, is a bonus. So my start and finish for May has been finished, and if you've seen my floss tube you will have seen that. I just need to fully finish it and then gift it. As I've completed that, I'm now Maui Princess, with it being closest towards a finish in percentage. She's getting extra stitchy time. I'm currently at 49.1%. I want to get to 50% by the end of the month, which is definitely achievable. I'll probably get more because I've been putting in extra stitches pretty much every day on this one, and today and tomorrow it's in its normal sort of 2 days rotation anyway. So I'll probably get at least 1,000 plus stitches per day in the next couple of days, to try and sort of fill in this gap. And once I've completed these bits, I might go across and work on her face and see how that starts to come out. So and again, if you've not seen my floss tube, I'll just sort of reiterate in here my plan for next month. There is no start and finish next month. It's a month off. I do have the London cityscape to finish back stitching. I've also got Pandemic, which is still ongoing. I've not stitched on Pandemic for a couple of months, so I could do with getting some stitches in on that. But other than that, I'll still continue doing 500 full coverage stitches, and then either do a bit of a sweewee, you stitch what I want when I want, or just pull out this piece and add in some more and get it closer to the finish. At current rate, I'm due to finish this one in 2026, so you know, 3 years is a long time. I want to bring that down if I can. And there's no reason why I can't bring it down if I plop in some extra stitches. I still plan on making next year a full coverage focus. And what I shall be doing is still keeping up with my regular rotation, but then after I've done my 500 stitches, then focusing on the piece again that's nearest to, not good, the piece again that's nearest to a finish. That may be this one, it may be another piece if I've not already, you know, got this one across the finish line. With me being sort of halfway through, there's about 109,000 stitches to go when I get to 50%, so I don't know how far I'm going to get this year. But certainly if this keeps up the way it's going, this will be my next full coverage finish. And then I'll bring in a new start, which will be, as it stands at the moment, it'll be my the birthday present I got for myself, which was the Lord of the Rings piece, the stained glass one. 3837. Because that piece is just stunning, and I think I'd like to get on and do that. I think having 6 full coverages is a comfortable amount. It's not too much, it's not too overwhelming, and it means that nothing's left behind. I don't like to leave work behind, so next month, well, I say next month is June. The month after, in July, we're actually going away for a week. I'll probably take this one with me and just literally concentrate on this for that week, but we'll see what happens, see where we go. So around the house and things this week, what have I been up to? So I did a little bit more sort of gardening and yard work, tidying up out there, ready for summer. What else has been going on? Did a bit of tidying up inside and found a couple of things. I bought a couple of years ago now a Chinese silk embroidery kit, and let me just move the camera slightly. I'm very excited to have found that and you know, to be able to share it with you. I looked, I had one day I was sort of sat on YouTube and I saw this Chinese silk embroidery, and it was absolutely mesmerizing. If you get a chance to go and have a look, go and take a look. And it was just so beautiful. And I had a look on the internet and I found a website in Australia, and I ordered this kit. I have not started it, it's sort of been in my stash for a while. I need to find the right sort of frame for it, and when you see the kit you'll understand. These Chinese silk embroideries are stitched on, it's like an organza material they're stitched on, so a normal frame or a hoop is not appropriate. I might have to look at it and consider whether or not to get sort of something bespoke maybe made, or create something myself to stitch this thing on. But yeah, I had, I suppose, a phase, if you like, as I said, of watching these YouTube videos of new crafts, and I don't know why it just appealed to me. So but yeah, I hear footsteps. It's a Tuesday morning here, so Hannah is off to the dog sanctuary when the bus turns up. If it turns up. I also want to do a couple of extra videos as well, a couple of unboxings, or at least one unboxing, should I say. Well, it'd be two with the Chinese silk embroidery kit, and a tutorial or two as well. But as ever, it's fitting it in. I mean, work is pretty full on. Andy's channel, we are working to try and promote that. He's had a little trouble at work, and it's almost forced his hands for him to you know, sort of dive in and go full time on his channel, really. So obviously that's a bit of an added worry, concern, you know, because we still have to support ourselves as a family. He'll get there. He's just launched channel memberships, and he's restructured his channel a little bit, which should help in the long run. So yeah, so that'll be good. I don't have any plans to do any of that with my channel. I'm just happy as I am. Just keep going. As long as you guys keep coming back and watching, I will keep putting out the content. It's that simple. We went off filming out at the weekend with Hannah, and we took on a couple of cemeteries, and Andy also made a video about something that always fascinated me, about post boxes and ciphers. And it was beautiful. It was a fabulous day on Saturday. It was absolutely glorious. The sun was out. It was lovely and warm. It wasn't too warm that it became uncomfortably warm. I mean, obviously we're still in mid-May, but it was nicely warm. So we went out and, you know, we did this filming. We got those sorts of wrapped up. Had a little trip to IKEA, the Swedish Wonderland, and it was a lovely day. And I came home and then I just sat and stitched, and it'd be lovely not to have to work and to have days like that all the time. As much as I you know, I wouldn't say that I'm enthusiastic or enjoy work. I mean, you know, I go to work for a reason, but I know what I'd much prefer to be doing. Unfortunately, I don't ever think that having a floss tube channel would become a full-time occupation for me. I'd have to have, you know, a lot of subscribers, a lot of channel views, a lot of interaction, and I think this is quite niche, so it's a complementary income. Wherever I get from this, it just helps, you know, with the family. So Sunday, stepdad came over for his lunch as usual, and again it was lovely and warm and sunny, and I'm like, nope, I am not doing a gravy dinner, you know, like a roast dinner with hot vegetables and gravy and roast potatoes and stuff. So I'm like, nope. So I made some salmon and new potatoes, or, you know, little miniature potatoes and vegetables, which was a nice change, and it was just a ticket really for a warm day. And next Sunday, because it's still going to be super warm, apparently we're getting an African plume, we're going to barbecue. So I've been out and got a couple of the disposable barbecue kits, and it'll be sausages, burgers and chicken all round, which will again be a bit of a change. And then we've got the bank holiday on the Monday, so yeah, it's life just kind of pootles on, doesn't it, I think. My immediate boss got married, my manager got married this week, and saw the pictures on Facebook, and him and his new wife looked absolutely fab, and they're off enjoying a honeymoon in Orlando. Lucky things. Mind you, if the weather continues as warm as it is here, they may as well have stayed home. So yeah, so we had a little bit of a chat with him before he finished. He shared with us his speech, and one of the lasses who I worked with was in floods. She thought it was wonderful. So yeah, it was lovely. I do like doing the filling in bits. I've done nearly 70 stitches already. I suppose that's the thing, when you can just fill in and don't have to pay much attention to the pattern. Keep the frog at bay. I've got some stash coming, which I'm quite pleased about. Some items I've been trying to get hold of for about 18 months now. It was one of those things. I bought the pattern and the bead pack. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But the speciality threads have been out of stock pretty much everywhere for a long time, and I finally managed to get them all together in one hit when I needed some I want to say 3854. I think it was 3854 that I was short of. As most of you know, I've got cones from my stitching days, kitting days, but I haven't got everyone. There's a couple that have now run out that were really popular colours, so I went and got some an online order, and I'm expecting that hopefully this week, so I'll be able to share on FlossTube next week. I keep stabbing my finger in other news. You might have seen it on my, oh, damn it, on my FlossTube. It's the pad of my first finger on my left hand. I don't know if you can see it right there in the middle. It's quite sore. I jabbed into that about 4 times yesterday. And every so often Andy just kept hearing me say, ow. But it's, as I'm going down like that, my fingers are just sometimes in the wrong place. Are you playing the waiting game, chicken? Playing the waiting game for a bus. So I'm just being a bit careful and making sure that my fingers underneath are out of the way when I push my needle down, and then I just sort of catch it. Make sure I time it correctly and don't go to catch it too early, which is why I think I'm getting spiked. Well, if I could get this one to stay attached to the needle, wouldn't it? Did you watch my ASMR video last week and hear my tummy rumbling? That was quite fun. I was listening to it. I was listening. There's not much to hear on an ASMR, but when I do upload a video, I do tend to sort of watch it back and, you know, just hear what you guys can hear. And I remember saying in that video, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but my tummy was rumbling. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, excuse me, did the cameras pick it up or what? Definitely gurgling, sound like an old drain.
Yes.
Is it there ready for you, Hannah?
11 minutes past.
Right, cool.
Miracles do happen.
There you go, guys. Miracles apparently do happen, and the buses turn up when they should.
Shall I leave my coat?
I would. I think it's going to be warm today. I'll see you tonight.
Yeah, do that.
Bye. And then there was me, the cat, and one who I think is still sleeping. I could be wrong. But, you know, I think it's likely. Andy's gone off to work this morning. It's kind of hard for him because it's very tenuous. He doesn't know. With him being self-employed, they can sort of almost dictate, is there work for him, is there not work for him? And if he falls sort of out of favour, he won't get any work. And even though his income isn't an awful lot, it's still important. But to be fair, if there were no work, he would have been home by now. He would have been back. So it's awful because you go to work with like a, you know, an axe hanging over your head, as it were. It's terrible. And, you know, people can still, in this day and age, get away with treating their workforce in that manner. And it's just awful. I've not had an awful lot of comments this week, but I'm going to go take a look at them in a sec. I'm pretty sure that having to have the comments moderated does put people off, but it's like that because of the spammers that keep coming up on, you know, with whatchamacallit, with a name similar to yours, and telling you that you need to click on this particular link, and, you know, you'll get free stuff. You pay X amount and then you get something sent to you. I would never do anything like that. If I was going to do a giveaway, then I would certainly not want you to pay towards it. And the comments are pre-moderated to prevent that from happening, to prevent the spam, to prevent the links being posted to certain websites, and really to protect you guys. So yes, your comments are being moderated, but I share pretty much everyone. I haven't had to delete a spam comment yet. Speaking of comments, let's go and take a look. Published comments. Remove that filter. Okay, so we'll start with my last stitch with me, which was the Maui Princess. So a couple of nice ones. So, well, they're all nice, I have to say. I just love to stitch with me videos with chatting. Yep. Feel the love for the patterns. And it shines through. Yes, there isn't a piece that I'm stitching that I don't love. For me to stitch something I didn't love would be a very difficult stitch. Even my brother's motorbike that I did last year, if you remember that, or year before, whenever it was, I really enjoyed stitching on that, because those bikes for me are a memory. My dad was a big bikes man. My brother is still a big bikes man. My mother actually passed her motorcycle test at the age of 40. So I think it was 40, or it might be, no, it wasn't, I'm telling lies, at the age of 30. So motorbikes were a big thing, and I remember as a child of being about 8 years old, being on the back of a bike and loved it, although I can't ride one myself. I've no idea. So somebody asking about how I started in my threads. And I do have a video of starting and ending my threads, and I usually put it in the corner, if I remember. If there's a little eye up there, just sort of click on it and it'll take you to the video showing you how I start and end my threads. It's my own way of doing it. I don't have any issues, generally speaking, with loose stitches. Occasionally I might, if it's a ninja stitch that's like, for example, these ones that are sat on their own. When I'm stitching around them, I might just have to find the tail of the stitch that's there and just ensure that it's caught underneath. But generally speaking, I don't have many sort of loose thread issues or loose stitch issues, and I certainly don't on my tent stitch piece, on the Aframov piece. The stitching on that is firmly sort of locked in place because of the way I'm stitching it. Let's have a look at that one, I think. So I had a comment about the gridding pen that I use. One of my ladies says, when she can get days of winter of -23, yeah, it's not going to work. So yeah. My last floss tube, when I talked about being published in Cross Stitcher magazine, I think it was Cross Stitcher, yes it was, I had a couple of messages of congratulations about that. She's lovely. Envy. This lady Roxanne. The green stitching looks like velvet, and I love it. You know, I'd never thought about it like that, but you know, you're right. It does sort of have that velvety look, and it's not far away, to be fair, from the velvety texture, because the threads on, you know, are very soft. So yeah, there is a bit of a sort of a velvet about it, and I can just see that dress in real life being made of green velvet. If anybody was to recreate those dresses, I think on all of the ladies, they would be amazing. I'm not skilled enough with a sewing machine, so I'm not doing it. Okay. Lots of people saying, you know, loving the my whips. I mean, I think my selection is quite varied. So this it's not all on the same theme. You know, it's not like I do, you know, 10 Amy Stewarts or 10 Randall Spanglers or whatever. You know, they are varied because I do like lots of different things and different artists. But I am one of those people that just limit the amount of whips that I have, and I don't want it to sort of get to the out of control point where I've got far more than I can cope with. Doesn't sit well with me. Alice, every time I bring out Night Cafe, there's a song that comes into her head. It's an orchestral manoeuvres in the dark called Night Cafe. And Alice, I have to say, I'm an 80s girl, and you know, and I'm loving the fact that it's an OMD song. And thanks for answering questions. My pleasure. She Sleeps colours are beautiful. Yes, they are. The way that one's coming together, I mean, I showed it on my floss tube yesterday. The way it's coming together is lovely. I'm doing it 20 count 2/2, sorry, 2/1, and that can be a little bit tough on the fingers, which is probably why I've got holes in my finger. So it can be a little bit tough, and whether or not I'd do 20 count 2/1 full cross again, I don't know. I might do 20 count 2/1 tent or 1/1 full cross in future, but if it's a small piece, then yeah. But I mean, She Sleeps is 150,000 stitches, so it's sort of a moderate to large sort of piece. But yes, the colours in her are beautiful. They are sort of very soft rose colours and rose tones. But again, like all Heaven and Earth designs, oh, I missed a stitch at the top, there's a surprising mix of different colours in it. So we've got beiges and sandy colours and browns, and then we've also got purples and blacks and navy blue, and then roses and pinks and creams and peaches. And it really is a lovely colour palette, and doing a max colour version is just going to highlight just how stunning the colours on the artwork are. I don't know how it fits if with the Mareka kit. My She Sleeps has got sort of, you know, over 200 colours. I don't know how many feature in the kit. So yeah, She Sleeps is becoming a bit of a favourite, but also a double-edged sword, because it's that hard work to actually stitch on the thing. So, but because I am stubborn, I'm not restarting it. I don't think I've ever restarted a full coverage piece, and I'm not going to start now. So it will be what it is. It'll still be on 20 count. We will continue and we will finish, because I'm stubborn. I do see that my fingers might just be getting in the way here. I have fat fingers, I'm really sorry, and not a very good camera angle this morning. Anyway, let's see if there's any more comments. Let's just do that another way. Appreciate my stitching and how I'm really down to earth. Yeah, I do try. I'm one of those people that say it as I see it. I mean, you know, I've heard me sort of rollicking Andy yesterday in my floss tube to get out of my lateral light. You know, we don't get a lot in this country, and he was stood right in the way of the flipping window trying to fuss the cat, and I'm like, nope. But yeah, I'm down to earth. I'm down to earth as a mum, as a colleague, as a worker, as a stitcher. There's, you know, with me definitely, and I'm sure the people who are on here who have met me in person will say the same. What you see is what you get. I'm a little shy at first in front of people, but then I do come out of my shell, and that's it. You get the full-blown down-to-earth Nikki. So I had a suggestion. My stitches me with stitching shelf. I didn't account for the left hand side when I got the big frame for stitching shelf, and it kind of can't really go on the Lowry stand. And one of my viewers suggested that I turn the stitching upside down. Well, I would, but I'm stubborn. So I'll manage. I'll get there. I think it's just like one of those things. It'll just take a little time getting used to. But then once I'm used to it, I'll be fine. Stitching shelf's doing quite well, just lately, about 12 or 13% I think it is. And again, it's another piece that's coming out beautifully. The colours, because again I'm doing the max colour version, coming out beautifully. can hear the little, it's because I've got my scissors in my hand. That's a little tight. And a new lady who started, I think it's a lady, I do apologise if not, who started stitching shelf as well. Well, welcome on board to the crazy journey of the stitching shelf. It's a lovely piece to stitch, to be fair, and it's great when you find little things in it, like I found the cat and the hummingbird. When you find little bits of it that just almost they surprise you, don't they? So, and that is the end of my comments for this week. So if you have left a comment, thank you very much. If you're thinking of leaving a comment, leave one. I love them. I love to read them and react and respond to them. If I don't respond in writing on the comment, I will respond in a chatty, because, you know, at least these chatty Stitch With Me's, there's two out of 3 weeks you get a chatty Stitch with me. So some days I have a lot more to say than on others. I'm working today in a little while, so I should be leaving this Stitch With Me shortly to go and get ready. Well, I say get ready, log on, grab a fresh coffee, that kind of thing, and then be ready at 9 AM. It's currently 8:20, so I have a few minutes yet. I'm in such a rhythm now, as you can probably see. You know, I'd stitch all day if I could. Sadly I can't, but it is what it is. I think that's the key with full coverage stitching. If you can get into a nice rhythm, obviously I'm a two-handed stitcher as well, but if you can get into a nice rhythm, yeah, it makes such a difference. Your stitches tend to look even, and you can do a full area, a full section, you know, relatively quickly and smoothly. I'm going to have a tot up in a minute after I've done this row and see how many I've done, or this column, should I say. I think my next Stitch With Me, which will be a ASMR, Envy will be out for that one. Which will be nice. And again, because there's no talking and just natural sounds, maybe my tummy gurgling again, I'll be able to get sort of cracked on with it. I try and stop my thread slipping off by using a trick I learned from the Chinese silk embroidery, which was to attach the thread to the eye of the needle. But sometimes it can, I have to move the knot along so I've got all of the thread. Okay, let's see how many I've done. So almost 200 stitches. So I'm going to leave this one there because A, I've run out of things to say, and B, I have to get ready for work, unfortunately, and I could do with a little visit to the little girl's room. So thank you very much for watching, interacting, commenting, liking my videos. It really is appreciated. If you've not subscribed, as ever, do make sure that you press that button before you leave. Press the notification bell and be notified of all future uploads. Oh, excuse me. The only way I ask you to support the channel is if you do get an opportunity, go and watch another video of mine. But other than that, all that's left is for me to say take care, happy stitching, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.